color, and I loved this film. It's one of my favorites of 2022.
Oh, wow,
That's great to hear. Thank you.
That's great.
Of course. So first off, I want to ask what your favorite aspect of getting to mix so many different genres was, because I think that was such a key element of the film that really just made it stand out to me.
For me, I love psychological thrillers. I grew up loving the movies of like Alan J. Pakula, so like that was a fun thing to play with. The comedic side of it, what Chris brought to Amnesty, and obviously was there in the script and George's writing. To see Chris bring that to life for me was a lot of fun, because it's something you just don't expect in a movie like this.
Yeah, for me, I think it's really funny, and I appreciated that. I can't. There's a very, very short list of funny science fiction. It's unique, and I thought Chris, who has unbelievable comic timing, and as does Miles. So it was I still laugh at all the same spots I've always laughed at. So that's fun.
And the cast is just amazing in this. Like, there's so many different incredible performances, the characters being brought to life, but also the dynamics were so interesting between Miles and Chris, and then Miles and Journey. It was really interesting to see it all play out. I'm curious, do either of you have a favorite dynamic or relationship or scenes that you were kind of interested to see come to life?
I love all those dynamics you mentioned. One that I really get a kick out of is Amnesty and Mark, his assistant.
Yes.
Just because I think everyone's been in that position at some point where you're working for someone and maybe you don't have quite the same values or agree. I just think that dynamic is really fun. And Mark Paggiao, I mean, this is the first film he's ever done. He's straight out of drama school.
Amazing.
So to be thrown into, some big scenes with Chris Hemsworth are pretty incredible. I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, there's the Jeff, Steve, the Hemsworth Miles dynamic where they're, hey, we're buddies, but we're not really buddies. There's and when it turns, having been in show business for a long time and having seen the nice, friendly guy turn into the not so nice guy, those moments felt incredibly authentic to me. When a narcissist doesn't get their way, and you see it, it's a brilliant performance by both actors, but Chris particularly is just spectacular in the movie.
There's so many sequences that I just really enjoyed watching unfold, and I imagine seeing it on set or seeing it come to life was just a whole different experience. Do you have a favorite that you could tease for me without giving too much away?
One day on set, I just remember it was really fun, was the first time we're up with Steve alone in his apartment, and we get a little sense that he's maybe hiding something from everyone in the Spiderhead. Shooting the reveal of that and what Steve is like when no one else is around was that was a fun day.
For me, I think there were so many scenes that had to work, particularly when you knew you couldn't rely on spectacle, on special effects. And so, every time, I would look at dailies for a scene that had been, that was do or die, and it worked. It was, definitely under Joe's leadership, a pretty incredible filmmaking process for sure.
Thank you both so much for speaking with me. Huge congrats on the film. I can't wait for the world to see it and for me to rewatch it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
The activists, directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life. Comics